Hello guys, welcome back to the channel again. So today I'm just going to do a quick video for you as a sort of celebratory sort of thing for the 250 subscriber milestone that we hit last week. So I was going to do an impression video or something like that, but I thought, well, do that better at some events for you when we've got some time rather than messing about in a cramped room. So instead I'm going to do something that a few people have requested me to do over the last couple of months, which is show you around the room where I make my videos and what I keep all my kit in. So I'm going to get my camera and try and get you some good footage of some different sections of my little room here to show you how I do the videos and also show you how some of my kit is stored, and you'll also be able to see some other bits of kit that you haven't seen any review videos on yet, and maybe see something that you want to ask me to make a video for in particular. So I'll get the camera down now and I'll show you around. Right guys, so let's start you off at the opposite end of what you'd normally see. So that's where the camera would normally sit, where I've got my monitor over there and the ammo box. I'll show you that in detail in a minute. So if we just pan around slowly here, you can see my shelving unit that I have with most of my kit on it. That goes round into the corner, and obviously underneath that's more shelving, so we'll get down on each shelf in a minute. And if I move out of the way a bit and bring you round, so this is the window that you normally see with the sheets just covered over to get rid of some of the lights, and that's where I store my 50 cal machine guns tripod. And in the cover there, in the big duffel bag, is the AA adapter that goes into that, so you have your 50 cal up like an AA gun. And if we just pan it around, we've got some more shelf storage up there. Big plastic crate, that's full of mostly stuff that I need to sort out to sell up there. A couple of ammo tins for one of my friends that I'm waiting to take to him. Then we just kind of got like a dumping shelf where I put all the odds and ends waiting to be sorted out. Then down here, just got a little desk that's full of random bits and pieces. The stacker box is full of model stuff because I do a lot of model things. And then on top of that we just store some more items. So we've got my original duffel bag there, which I keep my airbed and everything in that I use at events when I'm not trying to do living history at night. And the anti-tank mine crate, which I've shown you before, and my cot bed. And get up here and just see I'm a massive nerd, so I used to do no end of Warhammer stuff. I don't get to do very much of it anymore, but I've got an old bit of a point of sales from a shop there and a painting that one of my aunts made for me when I was like a kid. And then up the other corner, that's just where I store all of the scenery for when we do play some war games, which like I say ain't very often now. And then you've just got more shelves, which at the minute are used for just general dumping ground really over there. Right, so now I'll bring you down and give you a more detailed look at where I do the videos. Right guys, so this is the setup I have for doing the videos. So if I back up a little bit, you can see I've got this nice big table. This is a 6 foot by 4 foot table. That was originally made for War Games, a club I used to run. That was there, and when that closed down I had the tables, and this is one of them. So I just have a reproduction wool blanket on there, which is an idea I stole from reenactment days because that works very well. And then over here you've got where the actual camera sits. So I've got one of my ammo crates here with my extension arm on a clamp. So that's where the camera sits, on top of that. And then you have the monitor here, which plugs into the camera so I can see exactly what's going on the screen. So if I'm showing you small things, I can see if it's in focus, and also it's easier for me to see genuinely what the camera's looking at when I'm using it. So if you're watching videos and you see me constantly looking to the left, that's because I'm having a look at that monitor. And then instead of having the microphone plugged into the monitor, I have the microphone plugged into this extension here, and then I can move that to wherever I need to have my microphone fitted. At the minute that's fitted onto the actual camera because that's easier for doing movabouts like this. So that's a bit of a bodge up really. And then behind it I've just got little bag, my camera bag, and in the crate bits and pieces like tripods that I use for the crate. So it's not exactly what you call a professional setup, but it works in the space that I got, and whenever I want to use the table for anything else, that just has to get moved down out of the way. So that's how I make my videos, and if I spin the camera around to where it would be, you see that's the view you normally get. So if any of you guys want to start making videos, you can see you don't need tons of equipment. You could lose half of the equipment I use. The monitor is mostly just to make life easier, and I had it laying around. I wouldn't have bought it especially for it. So yeah, you don't need lots to make some little YouTube videos like this. So hopefully that'll give you some ideas. Right guys, let's start going over what I've got on the shelves then. If we start with this little corner unit first. This is where I have all my trousers and a lot of my uniform I store up there. My shirts and that I hang in a wardrobe. And then that's basically just got random bits of equipment. I've got a reproduction airborne demolition bag there that I haven't shown you yet. This here is a nice piece of equipment. That's the water condensing can for a water-cooled 30 caliber machine gun. I've been slowly collecting water-cooled machine gun parts, so hopefully one day I can do a display. And you just have a couple of 50 cal tins there. And this is mostly where I keep my ammo tins, this shelf. So this is the bracket that fits on the side of the cradle the machine gun goes on in the Jeep. And you can see that's got a 50 cal tin in it in a minute. And you just got some load of 30 cal machine gun tins. And at the bottom some more 50 cal tins, my paratrooper boots and my buckle boots. So that all sits up the corner nicely, and that's what you guys normally see as your backdrop. Right, so let's start going over the top ones. You can just see I haven't cleaned this up or anything. That's exactly how I keep it. No prettying it up for you. So right at the back there you've got a very nice airsoft M60 machine gun that I've had for a very long time. I actually sold it and felt guilty about it and found where it ended up 6 months later and bought it back. I will show you that one day because it's a nice bit of kit. And you've got my haversack that's currently got no job, just kind of sat up there waiting for me to do something with it. That's my reproduction paratrooper helmet, which was one of the first pieces of equipment I got when I started getting into this. That's waiting to have a nice bit of refurbishment on there. And we got a tool chest and some reproduction rifle bags. The big cardboard box, I'm going to grab that down. You can see that is just full of straps. All sorts of straps in there for attaching stuff to the Jeep basically. And if I lift it up and tilt you down a bit, you can see it's just some of my guns stored up the top. You got my Denex Garand and Denex carbine up there, and the airsoft grease gun which you've seen before. Some nice little bits of equipment up there. Come to the next shelf down. That's my airsoft Thompson that's had some custom bits put on it. The big machine gun at the back is my airsoft 30 cal machine gun, which I'll do a video for you at some point. Then we've got a French first aid tin out of a vehicle. We just go through, you can see the A6, which you had seen in my last video, takes up, if I step back, absolutely tons of room. And there you've got the Denex grease gun and my deactivated Thompson. Next to a, if I get out of the light, a big old pile of pintles and T&E gear for machine guns. And then here you've got the officer's bedroll that I've been setting up, just held together with some generic vehicle straps at the minute. I find it unlikely that I'll ever find the proper straps for one of them, and if I do it cost a fortune, but they're on the list. My helmet, which I did, which as you can see has way too much cork on it. That's one of the criticisms that has been made of my impression, that is my helmet's not very good, and that is very much something that needs to be changed as fast as possible. I just need to get a better liner for it, and then I'm probably going to sand this down, get a load of that cork off and give it a respray, then it should be better, because that was my first cork job and it really has got too much on it. And my deactivated carbine is just sat there. And next one down, a couple of ammo crates, then it's a bit of a dumping ground. We've got a rolled up pup tent there, some M carbine mags, my wash roll and Esbit stove. Then we've just got a couple of ration crates with no top. As you can see, the one on the right is just like a dumping crate whilst that's at home, and the one on the left is what I've been sorting out into I've been making it into an event crate. So that's the crate where all of my food supplies, like my lantern, washing equipment, stuff like that, is all going to be in this crate. And when that's finished, when I figured it all out, I was going to do a video on that as something that you can do to have ready for when you do events. Next to that you live the big boy, my 50 cal machine gun, which I have to store with the barrel off. I'm going to do multiple videos on that for you because I set it up in a lot of different ways at events. So you will see the 50 cal a lot at some point. And then my handy talkie original radio, which I'd like to get working. I just find a power source for it. Let's come down again. Next shelf is where I've got my two cradles for my vehicle. You can see This cradle here is the one that ammo box fits to, and that's what the 50 cal goes in. And the one behind it has got a 30 caliber machine gun mounted inside it. If I get you under here, you can see the 30 cals in its canvas. That's the easier option on the Jeep because that's a much easier cradle, and obviously the 50 cal there is massive and takes it around sorting. On the shelf next to that, we've got my 2 rifleman weapons out of the way at the minute, and my musette bag. That's an original musette bag, and we're pretty sure that was one of the ones that was gas treated, because that is, I don't know if you can really tell, that is very stiff. Mr. Crispy I call it, but I'll get that in a video for you at some point. Here's the 30 cal tin storage crate, and then just down there one of my pack boards with some 50 cal tins in it, and the web gear that I use for my carbine. Underneath that is nothing special, that's just like a dumping ground for various bits. You see there's some airsoft rounds and all sorts of stuff down there. Next shelf along, we've got another bit of tent rolled up there, and that's mostly just rabbit food because I have a pet rabbit. And then if I get on the ground, can't really see it under here, but it doesn't matter. That shelf is just covered in e-tools and stuff like that. So you see you got my pick mattock there, and all of my Vietnam weapon that I use for airsoft is stored under there out the way as well. And if I spin round, this is under the table, and as you can see there is stacks and stacks and just all sorts of stuff. There's a ton of reproduction bags and stuff up there which I'm sorting out what I do and don't need, ready to sell just because I don't need it anymore. Got some more e-tools, some duffel bags, some M44 kit, all sorts of stuff stored under there. And that weird little thing up the corner, that's an old base tile for playing Warhammer on, and my friend gave that to me recently. We're going to turn that into a photo booth for taking pictures of models. That's just out of the way over there at the minute. And if I slowly bring you around to the other side, see the chest of drawers over there just has random bits and pieces in it. Some canvas stuff stored at the bottom there. Nice display cabinet with some painted scenery in it. Just for any of you guys that also happen to be nerds. And then all of the work in progress stuff that's waiting to be refurbished. But whilst we're here, just show you up the corner, the top there. That's my old film prop water-cooled 30 cal. That's made out of plastic tube and wood. I'm going to give that an overhaul at some point so it looks nice in the background of a display. And just before we finish, the other side of the table, we've got painting supplies over there for the airbrush. You know, big old bag from a 50 cal. That's the tripod for a 30 cal, and another pack board. There are 2 pack boards actually down there. One of them's alright and one's ready to be fixed. And if I pan up, just a couple of old canvas, British Army canvas seats, which can be handy for some casual little events when you just got the vehicle. And that's about it really, guys. The room was terribly lit, so we put the big old strip light up there that just hangs off a couple of hooks, and I think that does the job. So if I pop the gimbal down, there we go. So I've just popped the gimbal on the ground and on the table and popped that down for you. Spun the camera around. So I just thought I'd say thank you for the support. Really, that's not like I'm doing professional videos or anything. There's very little editing. I've only just made the simple intro. And I haven't got the best for camera face, but there you go. Hopefully you get a bit of humour out of it anyway, and that sometimes you actually learn some bits and pieces when I'm showing you. That's what it's really all about. I mostly want to help younger people who are getting into this hobby, just get some basic information and get them to see some of the equipment that you can have and some of the things you can do with it. So it's by far not a massive professional job that I've got going here. It's always probably going to just be me doing unscripted bits and pieces for you, take you around some big events when I get the time like that, and when I'm at events where we get to set up the day before and we have the spare time without the public to do videos there, that's where I'll do some stuff for you. But I probably won't be able to get much footage of actual displays for various reasons. It's difficult to get footage when there's a lot of people around. You have to take different things into consideration. So we'll get what I can for you, and I'll keep doing the gear reviews, hopefully improving the quality of the videos over time for you. And yes, thank you for the support, and hopefully I will see you at the 500 subscribers. subscriber video for the next silly thing like this, which no idea what that will be. But anyway, thanks for watching us, thanks for the support, and I'll see you next time.